Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for being here and listening in the podcast and coming back to my channel. It's July 14, 2023, and it's so crazy that I came about this story, which I'm about to share with you guys. I'm sitting here, I'm like, I feel like I know I'm supposed to speak about something, and I wasn't sure what it was. And it's just like 5 minutes ago, I posted something on Instagram and said, I'm praying God for discernment. I'm praying to God for discernment, and this story pops up, and it's a very sad story, and we need to help the family of this young woman. And let me tell you what's going on, everyone. This is breaking news happening as we speak in the city of Hoover, Alabama. I believe, yes, Hoover, Alabama. They are right now searching for a 25-year-old woman who vanished without a trace after she's driving a regular thing that we all do, right? Just driving around the interstate, and she sees a toddler, and she actually calls a family member, say, hey, I see a child, I'm about to stop. And she stops to help somebody, and this woman has disappeared completely without a trace. Her name is Carlethia, or they call her Carleecia Nichole Russell, okay? Let me read to you guys. I'm gonna put her picture up, so if you're listening in the podcast, please come to the YouTube channel or go on Google, look for her face. We need to bring her home safe. Share this video, share the podcast, share her photo. We need to figure out what happened to her. This is just, I mean, it's 2023. People don't disappear like that. Somebody knows something, and this Good Samaritan, like, she was trying to help something that she saw. She saw. I mean, how often do you see a child, right, as you're driving? So yes, anybody will stop, right? And she's trying to do the right thing, and she's just gonna vanish. This setup, somebody knows something, and it's gonna end soon, because we are going to share, make awareness. I feel that not a lot of news channels are speaking about this. This is breaking news in Hoover, Alabama, but we need to share and bring it to everybody's attention that this young woman is missing after stopping to help a child that she saw. Let me read to you guys. This is very strange. It says here, police in Alabama are searching of this day, Friday, today, for a 25-year-old woman who vanished after telling a family member that she was stopping to check on a child she saw walking on the side of the interstate, the highway, right? Hoover police say Carlee Nichole Russell called 911 Thursday night, and then a family member to say that she saw a young child walking on the side of I-459. When officers arrived at the location, they found her car, her cell phone, but they were unable to find her or any child in the area. Wow, what is going on, everybody? Lieutenant Daniel Lowe said the family member on the phone with Russell lost contact with her even though the line remained open. He said a single witness reported possible, seeing a gray vehicle and a man standing outside of Carlee's vehicle, but they have no additional information. This is, from what it seems, this is some type of setup that was done. Okay, let me just tell you something before we jump to conclusions, because in a fresh case like this, and there's no information, nobody knows what happened, we can assume and jump to conclusions, but it's very rare that not, there's so many people in a highway driving at a period of time, so a child, darling, will not get too far before somebody calls for help, or if somebody cannot stop in that moment, they will call the authorities, right? So perhaps what Carlee saw was a person who looked like a young child, right? Who knows? It could have been, people, everybody, we're all different heights, right? So maybe that's what she saw, and she stopped, and that was the setup. Okay, it's just very strange, these stories. This story is very strange. At the end of the day, guys, she's missing. What a nightmare for the family member who was speaking with her, okay, who probably say, oh, what do you advise? If a family member of mine calls me and say, hey, I'm about to stop to ask this person for help because they look like they're sick, they're elderly, they look at, there's a child, there's a pregnant lady walking, I want to stop for her or something, it looks like she's in trouble. I'll be like, go ahead, just stay with me on the line, you never know, right? But she did the right thing because she saw somebody that perhaps needed help. Something else happened here that when the authorities got there, she is nowhere to be found. So this is not happening behind the alley of a Target, behind a supermarket, in a dark place. This is happening on the interstate. Okay, so somebody saw something. And I'm praying tonight, and I hope that you're praying that for her safe return, and that somebody who saw anything that you probably saw. Sometimes we think, oh, it's probably nothing, but I saw this car or I saw this person stopping also. Say, if you see something, you have to speak it, you have to say, you can remain anonymous. There's a phone number also. Like I said, I'm going to put all that information on my YouTube channel. So please go ahead, if you're listening on the podcast, and come and take a look, or you can just search for the story, okay? It says here, he said a single witness reported possibly seeing a gray vehicle and a man standing outside of Carlee's vehicle, but they have no additional information. It's a complete setup, okay? This is how the world is right now, everyone. They're setting people up. Okay, not too long ago, there was a TikTok video that went viral. I think it was about if you're driving, late at night and then you see they're blocking the road, don't stop because they want you to get out of this. Like if you see cones, right? Stop on the road that you're supposed to go through. Don't stop to remove it so that you can continue on. That's probably a setup, so somebody will come out from whatever, the alley or something, to rob you or take your car away. I mean, these days, I don't know what's going on, right? I know that this world is just, crazy. People are parking their cars at parking garages and they're stealing their tires. Like, this is what we have come to. Okay, we have come to this world. This world have come to this when somebody stops because she sees a child walking along an interstate on a highway, and now she's gone. She completely disappeared. This is crazy. Okay, let me continue to read to you guys here. Police asked people to report any information, just like I told you guys, anything that perhaps, we're not detective, that's not our vocation, so you might think, oh, that's probably doesn't mean anything, but if you have something that you're like, oh, it doesn't mean anything to me, go ahead, report it. You never know, right? Police ask anybody to report any information that they might have of the disappearance. No piece of information is too small. It says here, they're pursuing all possibilities in the disappearance. We are certainly leaving nothing off the table. When asked, investigator believed she was adopted. I don't want to come to that conclusion, but that is what the police is saying. It is so sad. Like I said, it is so sad. Human trafficking, they have that movie out right now, and if you're ready to watch it, go ahead and watch it. But always remember, as you're watching this movie, The Sign of Freedom, always remember those are real lives. This is based on a true story. Human trafficking is a very real thing. It's a very real thing, and it's happening on a daily basis. Like, so many people, as I'm speaking here to you guys, are dealing with that situation. So many family members missing their loved ones without knowing. I just heard about a story earlier today about somebody who got there was something that happened. I was about to speak about that too. Something about that happened near a military base, that they found a young girl in a military base. It was recent, it was like 2 days ago, and they found out she was actually sold. She was a missing person that was sold to somebody in a military base. What is happening? Don't let us not get used to this news, because it's unacceptable that this is going on in this world as we live, right? In this country specifically. We cannot just, like, it's not normal for somebody to just be driving, living their life, perhaps coming from work or school or whatever, right? It could be your daughter, it could be your wife, it could be anybody, right? Think about that for a moment. You're on your phone, you're on the phone with your daughter, perhaps she's like, I'm leaving class right now, Mom, I'm on my way. And she said, oh, I see a child, I'm about to stop. And now she's completely disappeared. Like, what is going on? How can she just vanish like that? Right? And they're not even doing this, like I said, in quiet streets or behind the alleyway in a supermarket or a big department store. They're actually doing it right on plain sight. So it's crazy. And then people are like, that's why I don't stand for anybody. That is not the solution. We are called to help one another, okay? If we want to come to the point where we're just not going to help anybody. Oh, I see an old person on the floor on the on the interstate, I'm not going to stop, because he might be waiting to adopt to disappear me or something, like to take me kidnap or something. If this is what the world coming to, like, this is scary, guys. We are called to help one another. So Carlee did the right thing here. So we're not gonna let whoever is responsible for this to be like thinking that they're gonna get away with it. Somebody knows where she is, okay? And I hope and pray that they come to this realization that what they have done is super bad, and they need to just, they need to repent from that. And yes, they're going to suffer the consequences of what they did, but please bring her back safe, okay? This is so crazy. It says here, somebody just said, it says here in this article, that she was heard. She was on the phone with a family member, said she was heard asking the child, "Are you okay?" So we know she actually got to the child. It's not like she saw her walking and she's with her friend on the phone and she's like, oh, they're getting behind the woods, so let me park. I'll call you once I get the child in my car or something like that. No, she actually got to the child as she saw her walking, and she said, "Are you okay?" She never heard the child said anything, but then she heard out a daughter's scream. Says here, from there, all you hear on her phone is background noise from the interstate. So, let me backtrack a little bit, okay? Carlee Russell told the reporters that her daughter was headed home after leaving work. So it's a normal thing that we'll do, right? Heading back home, right? Finally, we get to go home from work. Her daughter was heading home after work and stopping to get food. She was on the phone with her brother's girlfriend when she said she saw a child on the roadside. And this is what her mom is saying. My son's girlfriend heard her asking the child, "Are you okay?" She never heard the child say anything, but then she heard our daughter scream. From there, all you hear on the phone is background noise on the interstate. Once again, here we are. We're not talking about this happening at 1 in the morning, okay? I think by 1 in the morning, if you see a child walking on this interstate, we are adults, right? That's why we were able to drive, right? We know better to get out of the car. We will probably get out when we see the authorities come by, right? So in a highway, as we all know, it's very loud, right? There are cars passing by, it's loud traffic noise. So now, this is after work. I don't even know what time. They didn't say what time, right? So let's assume this is a regular 9 to 5 job. She's leaving work after 5, heading home to buy food and to, go home. Getting on the phone with her friend. She said, "I see a child." And she's asking, she stops her car, asks the child, "Are you okay?" and there's no response. So that, are you okay? And then there's a scream right after that, right? So imagine what happened after that question. When she's asking, are you okay? They either, somebody came out of hiding, or something happened in that moment that she was screaming. Okay, so once again, this is not happening behind an alleyway. This is right on the interstate. People are driving. When you're driving, a lot of us, right, we pay attention to what's happening. And things are, when you see a car stop, you kind of notice that, because it's not normal to see a car stop on the highway, right? So I hope tonight that, first of all, we get the news that she's found safe and everything worked out. And the child, if it was a child, we don't know, right? Like I said, it could have been a disguise. It's crazy these days, right? We hope that she's safe. The fact that her phone and her car was there was nothing taken. The police is saying it's a possible adoption. Oh, I might be pronouncing that wrong, but it's a kidnapping, I guess I can say. Just let's remember that there is a woman that's missing. She stopped to do the right thing, and look what's happening to her. Her family is missing her. So let's just pray tonight before you go to bed. Pray, and like I said, share this. There's not a lot of news speaking about it, so we gotta do the work our own, right? Share this. She needs to be found safe, and I hope that whoever has her comes to the realization that what they did is completely wrong in the eyes of God, and they need to repent. They're gonna face now their consequences for their actions. Her name is Carlee Nichole Russell. She stopped to help a child that she saw on the road, and now she has vanished without a trace. Here's her photo, everybody. Please share this. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel and listening in the podcast. God bless everybody. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. I'm here to invite you to my podcast, Julissadesigns, and it can be found on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can join me every day as I make episodes of the latest news, real life stories, and I also share my favorite Bible verse. Hope to see you then. God bless. Everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you want to know more about me, you can always visit www.julissadesigns.com. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.